Okay, there we go. Well, here we are, friends. Welcome to Monday, December 24th, 2023. We are in between the Thanksgiving holiday and Hanukkah and Christmas and any other holidays that people may be celebrating across the world during this time period. So, Festival of Lights, uh, what's the one that they were celebrating on Seinfeld? Uh, I can't remember. It's just Festivus. We can celebrate Festivus too. So anyway, but that's going to be all for next time. December 18th is going to be closer to that stuff. However, Hanukkah will be over. So if anybody wants to do Hanukkah stuff now, it starts on Friday. You're good to go. However, I'm not going to be playing any of that stuff. I'm going to be playing songs that since Larry Johansson isn't here tonight, somebody's got to take over the fingerstyle responsibility and do some instrumentals. So that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. Now I'm just about to give you more information than you actually want, but I'll tell you anyway. Today was my ninth chemoimmunotherapy treatment, and I'm doing pretty well through this stuff. I'm not falling down with fatigue or anything today anyway. However, it doesn't really do a whole lot of good for my voice or my fingers. So I was gonna sing a song tonight, but I tried. My voice is under the weather today, so we're not gonna be hearing me sing anything today. My fingers didn't fare much better because during this time, I wear these mittens that are cold mittens that have got like ice packs in them, because that keeps me from getting neurotherapy or neuro problems in my hands from the chemotherapy. Because it's toxic. So I have some friends that have been through this and they've got hand problems. They can't hardly play. Well, I don't want that to happen. So I do this cryotherapy, which is supposed to keep my hands from getting this neuropathy. So, however, it doesn't help me play, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to try anyway. All this is in the way of excuse so that if I make a mistake, I can blame it on something other than the fact that I haven't been practicing. So this first tune was written years ago, and turns out that, well, I'll tell you the story, even though I've told it many a time. My daughter and her then fiance stopped by the house one day, and I had just written these 3 new tunes, and so I played one for them, a little kind of ragtime thing, and then there's, oh, that's nice. And then I played this other one, and I looked up and Rachel's got tears in her eyes. Something, oh God, what did I do now? And she says, now I know what I want to walk down the aisle to. So this became, it didn't have a title before, but then it became Rachel's Walk. Now there's a little part at the beginning that I didn't have when I first played it for her, but I've since written it's just sort of an introduction, which I've played this for multiple weddings now, because people ask me to play for their wedding, and I play a few things, and then I play Rachel's Walk. Says, oh yeah, that's the one we want to walk down the aisle to. So now I have this intro for it, which I call Entrance of the Queen. So it'll go from Entrance of the Queen into Rachel's Walk, and hopefully my fingers will cooperate. Thank you. So now it's time for another one, another instrumental. This is one of the more difficult pieces that I have written for myself to try to have fun with. It's a bunch of it's called string theory, and it's based on the premise that you can string together a bunch of little pieces of songs and make it be a whole thing. So that's how I come up with string theory on this. We'll see how I do with it. I got to tune better. Okay, one more time. Thank you. Thank you much, friends. I appreciate that.
Lovely.
Well, it'll be lovelier in the spring when my fingers are warm. So, but thank you for that. That's always it's a fun tune to play. It makes me feel good to play it. Makes my fingers enjoy it, whether or not they do what they're supposed to or not. They still like doing it. So now it is time to get on with the real show, where all the people who have signed up are going to play. And for those of you who do not know, tonight we've got a smaller crowd than usual. People are visiting family and getting sick and all kinds of stuff. And so hopefully they will be able to join us another time. So we got Mike Rocke, Mike Rosson, Bruce Hendrickson, Rob Gould, Gaye Zimmerman-Huycke, and Matt Holsen with us tonight. So that's our talent for tonight. So I'll get on and let the producer do what he does here and turn this into a gallery view so we can now call on Mr. Mike Rocke, who is I have to always give him kudos for being my technical person. Anybody's got problems with Zoom and stuff, we call on Mike to fix them for us because I usually don't know what the problem is.
I just bring the duct tape.
That's right. Yeah, and you do a good job of it. So we'll take it away, Mike. Let us know what you're going to do. And do tell us, make sure to let us know. This goes for everybody. If you guys got gigs coming up, got merch to sell, anything like that, let us know. We want to know what you're doing. Take it
Well, I
away,
got
Mike.
gigs, but I don't know is that everybody's going to be coming to them. We played at the Only Farmers Market yesterday, but on the 14th, a couple of us are going to be out at what's called Shellville. It's a Christmas village that the Shell Brothers builders out in Delaware, southern Delaware, created behind one of their malls. But that's a fair distance for anybody to travel if they really want to go out that way. The next one is going to be we're doing a benefit concert for the holiday Gaithersburg Holiday Giving. So that's where they let people who are in need come in and select some clothing and gifts and stuff for the kids and that at Borough Activity Park up in Gaithersburg. That's on the 20th. So I suppose if you wanted to come volunteer, you could come listen to us too. So. Anyway, I think this is the first time in a long, long time that I've had to follow Dan, and so I'm a little concerned because I'm going to be doing some a little bit challenging guitar picking here from what I'm usually doing. Bells will be ringing, the sad, sad news. Oh, what a Christmas to have the blues. My baby's gone, I have no friends to wish me greetings once again. Crowds will be singing Silent Night, Christmas carols by candlelight. Please come home for Christmas. Please come home for Christmas. If not for Christmas, by New Year's night. Friends and relations send salutations. Sure as the stars shine above. But this is Christmas, Christmas, my dear, the time of year to be with the one you love. So won't you tell me you'll never more roam? Christmas and New Year's, we'll find you home. There'll be no more sorrows, no grief and pain, and I'll be happy, yes, happy once again. Oh, there'll be no more sorrow, no grief and pain, and I'll be happy at Christmas once again. Well, thank you. So here's another one. This one probably is not quite as difficult on the guitar, but it's, I guess, emotionally a little bit challenging. The first time I heard it, I just, it kind of got to me. coming on Christmas. They're cutting down trees. They're putting up reindeer, singing songs of joy and peace. Oh, I wish I had a river I could skate away on. But it don't snow here, it stays pretty warm. Gonna make a lot of money, then I'm gonna quit this crazy sea. I wish I had a river I could skate away on. I wish I had a river so long I could teach my feet to fly. I wish I had a river I could skate away on. I made my baby cry. You tried hard to help me, you know, you put me at ease. You loved me so naughty, made me weak in the knees. I wish I had a river I could skate away on. I'm so hard to handle, I'm selfish and I'm sad. Now I've gone and lost the best baby that I ever had. I wish I had a river I could skate away on. I wish I had a river so long I would teach my feet to fly. I wish I had a river I could skate away on. I made my baby say goodbye. It's coming on Christmas, they're cutting down trees, they're putting up reindeer, singing songs of joy and peace. Oh, I wish I had a river I could skate away on. Thanks.
Excellent rendition of that tune. That's really nice. That I remember the first time I heard that too. That's on Blue, isn't it? And that the album that's
Yeah.
from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when that came out and listening to it and going,
And thinking I would never be able to play that.
right. Right. Yeah, it's a great album. And the band I was with at the time, we did a bunch of Joni Mitchell tunes. Didn't do that one because it was so seasonal, but we had to have stuff we could play all year. But
Yeah.
that's a great tune. Now, do we know who that lover is she was talking about? That was right around the James Taylor time that might have been further after James than
I didn't dig into it to find out. So.
yeah.
Actually, the reason I thought about it actually was because Lori Lawson, who I think you know, had brought a song by a guy by the name of David Ray, who many years ago, got started as in the band with Gordon Lightfoot. Anyway, that's Joni Mitchell's first cousin.
Oh,
So,
really? That's cool.
Yeah. So I just happened to think about it, and
Yeah. Well, you did a fine job on both of those tunes. Love to hear
thanks.
it. So now, since you're ahead of the Christmas game here, next week, or next on the 18th, which is our next show, we'll be expecting you to be doing New Year's tunes then, right?
Well, those were Advent songs. Christmas is coming.
Oh, okay. I got
Not
you.
of this here yet.
Okay. Right. Well, we will be. Whatever we do, it will be advantageous to us. So
Right.
All right, cool. Well, thanks again, Mike. And we will move on to our other Mike at this moment, who is celebrating his holidays in Italy, it seems. So,
It would seem, yeah. It's entirely apropos of nothing at all. Um, I thought I'd save what little Yuletide material I have for next time. But, oh, Mike, that was beautiful. And Borough Park is really kind of cool, too. I like it over there. It's right across 355 from me. And I wish they would let it grow out. They keep cutting the trees around the ponds, and I don't know why they do that. Um, and the rest of it's just grass and hills, and it's kind of nice, but needs more trees. Anyway, like I said, apropos of nothing, I got well, it's apropos of the song. I got a bird on my shoulder. Bear with me. Go away. And I just thought I'd sing this song because I haven't done it in a while, or long enough, for it to be forgivable to sing it again. It's one of my favorite people wrote it. It's an Alan Sherman song. And I like it because it's fun. And I don't care if anyone thinks it's culturally inappropriate because it's positive and it's really nice and all that sort of stuff. So here we go. And my second song is also completely disconnected from the Christmas theme. There she goes. I live in Italy, the sky is sunny, so nice a place, so nice a place. And if you think it away, I talk is funny, shut up your face, shut up your face. America to me is not so foreign, it's just the same, it's just the same, sorry. Of course, you haven't no got Sophia Loren, don't be ashamed, please don't be ashamed. Bella, Bella, Bella means a cute. Vespa, Vespa, that's a motor scoot. And if you in a nicer mood for some nice Italian food, veal with cheese on it, that's a Villa Parmigiana. La 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 la. The opera house in Milan is called La Scala. It's very strange, it's very strange. 10,000 lira make a half a dollar. You get us some change, you get us some change. In Venice, if you wanna do some driving, then don't forget, please don't forget. Before you drive, go study scuba diving. The streets is a wet, the streets is a wet. Vino, vino, that's a glass of wine. You drink a yours and I'll drink a mine. Vittorio De Sica make a picture twice a week. Soup with macaroni, that's a column minestrone. La 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 la. I wrote to Anna Maria Alberghetti. She sings a high, a very high. I typed the letter on my Olivetti. I don't know why, I took a try. Dean Martin, he's a nice Italian fella, a friend of Frank's, a friend of Frank's. And if you give him a pizza mozzarella, he'd tell you thanks, 1,000 thanks. Gina, Gina, Lola Brigida, I love her, but que sera, sera. And if you in a nice, oh God, I'm sorry, I screwed it up. Let me start again. Dolce, dolce, dolce means a sweet. Grapes is the things you stomp with your feet. The Tower of Pisa is the lean. Necci is a sewing machine. Eat some lasagna, but it don't get any on you. That's how it goes. La 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 la. Next. A nice Italian painter's Botticelli. He's very old. He's very old. Here's a painter lady with a naked belly. she caught a cold. She caught a cold. I know a man who wrote a song, Ballari. He make it a cash, a lot of cash. He'd take the cash and buy a new Ferrari. He'd make it a crash, he'd spend a smash. Gina, Gina, Lola Brigida, I love her, but che sarà, sarà. And if you see Anna Magnani with Marcello Mastroianni, ask if you can borrow some spaghetti marinara. La 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 la. One more. Columbus, he's a nice Italian fella, but he needed some boats. He got no boats. So he's fooled around with Queen Isabella. She had 3 boats. She gave him the boats. The Queen, she says, Colombo, poochie woochie, if you should land in some new land, please name it for Amerigo Vespucci, 'cause he's a nice Italian man. Nina Pinta and the Santa Maria, 1492 they sailed the sea. They found the land and it was grand, and then Columbus he's proclaimed, I call this land America, a nice Italian name, and that's the why America's a nice Italian name. Thank you. I think people should celebrate the big bunch of Italian culture that is embedded deeply in the American melting pot.
Was that Alan Sherman?
That was Alan Sherman, yeah. Yeah, about 1963, I think, something like that. I love his stuff. It's so clever, and unfortunately, it's dating fast. And you know, poor guy, he was #1 on the album sales charts, and then the Beatles came along, and you know. Anyway, this one here now, I have done on this show, probably for some people's liking too many times, my little song inspired by a crossover, inspired by a dream, and just the fact that our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner, has its origins in something a little less austere. And that is a song, the tune for the song, and Francis Scott Key wrote it that night with this tune in mind. He wrote it to be sung, and some people think mistakenly that the music was added later. It was not. He was familiar with the tune, perhaps from its origin, or perhaps because it was also very popular here in the United States for broadside ballads and other popular songs that people needed a tune to put the words to. And so this one, because of its meter and construction, it has it sticks out, and it's hard to sing. It's our national anthem, of course. It's so wide a range. But I'm going to sing the first verse of the original song, the Anacreontic Society's club song. They were a musical club in England that was devoted to music, and their charter had them, their song had them appealing to the Greek poet Anacreon, whose work was devoted pretty much to wine and song. And so this is the first verse of To Anacreon in Heaven, their club song. To Anacreon in heaven, where he sat in full glee, a few sons of harmony sent a petition that he their inspirer and their patron would be, and the answer returned from the jolly old Grecian. Voice, fiddle, and flute, no longer be mute. I will lend you my name and inspire you to boot. And besides, I will instruct you like me to entwine. the myrtle of Venus with Bacchus's vine. Thank you very much.
I'll drink to that.
So I'm waiting, I'll be waiting eagerly to hear that rendition at the opening of a Nationals game next year.
That would be
Maybe
good.
they'll be playing Toronto.
Well, like the Star Spangled Banner, nobody sings the whole thing. The
Right.
Anacreontic song is about 6 verses or 7 verses long, and it gets rather tedious after all. But the story is interesting because the club appeals to Anacreon to give them his permission to be a club. And he says, "Oh, sure, I'll be your inspirer. And what's more, I'll teach you how to drink and everything else." And Zeus gets word of it and says, we can't let mortals do whatever we want. And so to his defense comes Apollo and Momus, the god of ridicule. And they both say, Apollo says, "Zeus, if you try to stop these people, I'll protect them from your lightning with my laurels." And Momus says, "I will make you the butt of every joke forever." And Zeus says, "Well, since you speak the truth, let them have their club, and long may they reign." And that's the story.
So it sounds like a club I want to join.
Yeah, I wonder if it's still in existence.
Yeah, I was just wondering the same thing.
Did they have a chapter over at the Carnegie?
Maybe so.
Yeah, I'm going to look into that.
Yeah, do. Yeah, that'd be fun. I'd become a virtual member and drink virtually.
Right.
That'd be fun.
I'm not a joiner usually, but I am a member of the Sons of the Desert, which is a Laurel and Hardy Appreciation and Preservation, society that is worldwide, and it's a big club, and it's very cool. It's very funny.
Well,
They wear fezzes and everything, go to conventions.
that's definitely sounds like a club that you should be in.
Actually,
I'm sure they are happier for your membership too.
I'm kind of inactive. I haven't been to a convention in years, but and we tried to start a local chapter, but there's something about being in Maryland that has a curse on it. Several people have tried, and it loses interest after a while. Laurel and Hardy are
you
wonderful.
were
but
asking if the Anacreon Society is still around.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to find out.
The Anacreontic Society came to an end after the Duchess of Devonshire attended one of its meetings, and some of the comic songs were deemed inappropriate for the entertainment of ladies. This
no!
led to the resignation of several members, and a general meeting was called, resulting in the dissolution of the society.
I vote that we meet no more forever.
When was that? Does it say what year that was?
It probably does. Let's see. That was ChatGPT told me that.
That's great info.
Okay, 1792. It met no more.
So it's about time for a revival.
Well, that means that
So
it
by
was
the time
already.
he got to it, they didn't need it anymore.
It was already gone by the time he got it. Wow, that's funny. Yeah.
Well, thanks, Mike. That
I
was,
love
thank you all.
ChatGPT.
that's good stuff. I've been afraid to try it because I fear that I'll fall down the rabbit hole and never come out. But
I tell you what's seriously addictive is AI-generated art.
oh, I've seen some of that stuff that
Oh,
you put
man.
out there. What an amazing batch of stuff that was. That's very
Just,
cool.
and you just start. Oh, okay, that's almost got it. Let me do one more. It's like sitting at a slot machine.
Right.
Anyone? I don't know if the green screen blocked him out, but the bird here was trying to kiss me while I was singing. Did anyone?
Yeah, sometimes we saw him. Sometimes we could hear the flutter of his wings, and sometimes he was invisible. But
Because he's green, right?
but we did see him come down and start trying to nestle into your beard.
That's
is
so
what it was
funny.
looking like. So I was wondering if he was going to start pulling hairs and go and make a nest or something. But
Or harmonizing. You never
yeah,
know.
that could be too. So.
No, it should go down in annals of weird stuff that happens while you're performing. You know, how
The budgie in my mouth trying to sing the national bloody anthem.
And then I ate my bird.
Oh God. Oh. All right. Well, before we go just completely astray here, I do like to say, however, Mike, that you were talking about inappropriate songs, and uh, we we value our inappropriateness here on the virtual open mic. So as long as nobody's hurt by it, which I don't think anybody was by any of the stuff that you do ever. And I don't think
Well, I
anybody's.
wonder what people, if they think
Yeah.
that's over the line, because I don't think so, but I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and yet I'm not going to press my back to the wall too far to be, I don't know. It's
Well,
art. It's art.
It is, and since I'm the boss here, I can mute you if I think you're going over the line. Nobody has ever been muted here yet, and I don't expect to ever do it because
We keep trying.
yeah.
Defamation League has never reached out to me.
All right. Well,
I had one lady whose opinion I value highly. She's a poet and a writer and a publisher in this area, and she's Italian, not directly, but second generation. And she speaks Italian. She loves things Italian. She requested this song more than once.
well, so there you go. So we have our backup if we need it, and but considering that this will be viewed by maybe a dozen people, I don't think we have too much to worry about. All right.
Well,
Well,
my concern is overblown.
yeah, and that includes the seven of us, by the way. So,
I'm much more concerned about the Christmas song about Santa Claus. The letter to Santa Claus. You know the one.
well, we'll get on your case about that next time. All right. So now it's time to turn over the reins to Mr. Bruce Hendrickson, who will banjify us one more time this week. It's your turn, brother.
Okay, will do. Inasmuch as the Vikings were here 500 years before Columbus, and there's a good possibility the Chinese were on the West Coast 1,000 years before that, who knows? Anyway, this is December, and Merle Haggard had a statement, if you will, if we make it through December. If we make it through December, everything's gonna be alright come, I know. It's the coldest time of winter, and I shiver when I see the falling snow. If we make it through December, got plans to be in a warmer town come summertime. Maybe even California. If we make it through December, we'll be fine. Got laid off down at the factory, and their timing's not the best, greatest in the world. Heaven knows I've been working hard. Wanted Christmas to be right for Daddy's girl. I don't mean to hate December. It's meant to be the happy time of year. But my little girl don't understand why Daddy can't afford no Christmas here. But if we make it through December, Everything's gonna be alright, I know. It's the coldest time of winter, and I shiver when I see the falling snow. If we make it through December, got plans to be in a warmer town come summertime. Maybe even California. If we make it through December, we'll be fine. Maybe even California. If we make it through December, we'll be fine. Thank you, thank you. Now I'm going to do back in the first war of the 20th century, or the wars of the 20th century, part one, if you want to call it that. At Christmas time, I think it was 1914, there was a Christmas truce, and there have been some songs about it. So I'm going to be covering a band that wrote a song about it. Silence, I remember the silence on a cold winter day, after many months on the battlefield, and we were used to the violence. Then all the cannons went silent, and the snow fell, voices sang to me from no man's land. We are all, we are all, we are all, we are all friends. Today we're all brothers, tonight we're all friends. A moment of peace in a war that never ends. Today we're all brothers, we drink and unite. Now Christmas has arrived and the snow turns to ground warm. We hear carols from the trenches, we sing the holy night. Our guns lay to rest among snow. A Christmas in the trenches, a Christmas on the front, far from home. And oh, I remember the sadness. We were hiding our tears in a land where we faced our fears. We were soldiers, carried the war on our shoulders. For our nation, is that why we buried our friends? We are all, we are all, we are all, we are all friends. Today we're all brothers, tonight we're all friends. A moment of peace in a war that never ends. Today we're all brothers, we drink and unite. Now Christmas has arrived and the snow turns the ground white. There are carols from the trenches, we sing the holy night. Our guns lay to rest among snow. A Christmas in the trenches, a Christmas on the front, far from home. We are all, we are all, we are all, we are all friends. And today we're all brothers, tonight we're all friends. A moment of peace in a war that never ends. Today we're all brothers, how Christmas has arrived and the snow turns the ground white. Christmas on the front line, we walk among our friends. We don't think about tomorrow, the battle will commence. When we celebrated Christmas, we thought about our friends, those who never made it home, when the battle will commence. That was done by the
Powerful
group.
song.
Huh?
What a powerful song.
Yeah. That was done by the group Sabaton. They're a heavy metal group, and I shortened their instrumentals by a hell of a lot. Because they had more instruments and the whole business, but yeah.
Well, the message came through loud and clear, so thank you, Bruce.
You know, I'll have Christmas songs next time.
Well, yeah. As anybody out there listening, I don't see any listeners out there tonight other than us, but that doesn't mean they're not there. I only see some subset. I don't know how the subset works, but sometimes I can tell if there's people listening. But if anybody is out there listening, Bruce has been our resident conscience over the past several years. Yeah, we appreciate that. And now it is time for a word from our sponsor. If our sponsor's tech support is ready, this is what you do. See, I do this for free, except that because there's no venue that is paying me to do this anymore, and so now I do it from my home, and which I have to pay Verizon, and I have to pay Zoom for their professional thing, and they got the Dropbox account that holds all the recordings and the YouTube channel and all that. So it does cost me some money to do this. So this is how you can support us. You can send all of your money or some of it or none of it if you don't feel like it to dan@danmackmusic.com, and I'm on all three of those platforms, PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle. So you can do that. You can support us if you choose to. If you choose not to support us, you can still listen and watch us anyway, and we will still love you just the same. So thanks for that. And we'll also use this time to say our next show will be December the 18th. So check us out in 2 weeks from tonight. So now it's time to turn the show over to the man who makes us cry more than anybody else on this show, Mr. Rob Gould, who's got songs that will.
What a great reputation to have, really.
Well, yeah, I mean.
That's
Yeah,
I've gotten a few tears, but it's only because, people's ears hurt.
Yeah, really. I'm
we
gonna
got different kinds of reputations.
I'm gonna sign up as a kindergarten teacher, and that's what I.
There you go. Yeah.
Make kids cry. That'd be great. That'd be great.
Well,
yeah. Well, thanks a lot.
Your tunes are so heartfelt, and even the ones that aren't specifically personal are still have that feel of that ring of truth to them. So we appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, thanks.
Take away, Mr. Rob Gould. Let us know what's going on in your world.
A couple of songs tonight. Well, first of all, I just want to say that it's been great listening to all the songs, and wanted to say that if you have a chance, if you haven't, if you're a Joni Mitchell fan, listen to the Return to Newport Folk Festival on YouTube. Where she is supported by Brandy Carlisle, and Joni sings I Can Drink a Case of You. And at the line, I'll still be on my feet. I'll still be on my feet. If you're not crying, I've listened to it a bunch of times and it always gets me. It's just such a powerful thing to see her back and singing that line. So check that one out. So here's a couple of my tunes set up by Dan, I guess. And I know I sang, all of you except maybe Gaye will have heard this a bunch of times, but that's the nature of these things. Here's a song I sang to you wrote during COVID, and we sang this on your the virtual open mic, and it's called Old Friendships. My sad old eyes stare back at me. Reminds me how I miss your company. Let's meet at Joe's and lift a few. I'll clink the glass and say to you, here's to love and kindness, here's to sunny days, here's to our youth and beauty, even as they fade away. And here's to all good memories, let's keep them close to mind. And here is to old friendships, old friend of mine. Now you should know that I regret the hurt I've caused you, I'll not forget. But I have come to make amends. And be your brother to the end. So here's to love and kindness, here's to sunny days, here's to our youth and beauty, even as they fade away. And here's to all good memories, let's keep them close to mind. And here is to old friendship, old friend of mine. Here is to old friendships, old friend of mine. Thanks. So, I guess that is a song for this time of year. We're thinking about rapprochements, and if we've had problems with fallings out with people, so that might be a sort of a song for this time of year. And then here's a song I wrote this year that sort of, I guess, an evergreen song for people getting on in years, I guess. It's called Train to Nowhere and Forever. My friends, we've played together oh so often. I can hear your harmonies before they're sung. But there's nothing that could soften how bad I'd feel if you were gone. We don't know who will go and who'll be left behind. But let's hope that train to nowhere and forever is running late and way back down the line. My love, I kiss you every morning. It's the only way I know a day begins. If you left me without warning, God only knows the shape that I'd be in. We don't know who will go and who'll be left behind. Well, let's hope that train to nowhere and forever is running late and way back down the line. If it's only sound and fury, and then we're done. Well, let this play go on and on and on and on. So if you're listening to this singing, and it's me and it is live and it's today, well, no, I'd like to play for you tomorrow. But who can say, who can say? We don't know who will go and who'll be left behind. But let's hope that train to nowhere and forever is running late and way back down the line, is running late and way back down the line.
Well, you know how to hit them close to home, don't you, Rob? Thank you. Thank you. That's another real good one. That's why we love you. Well, among other reasons.
I love you right back. It's really a great, as I always tell you, it's no matter how small the group is, it's I don't care. It's
Good.
great. It's great to be with you all and play with you and listen to you, play for you and listen to you.
Thanks, Rob. We're always glad to hear your stuff. It's always a treat. And now it is time for me to correct an error that I made, because we do have a listener out there. Elaine Zimmerman says, I'm out here enjoying this treat. So one supposes that Elaine must be a relation of Gaye. And speaking of Gaye, it is your turn to tell us all about what's going on. Now, Elaine is also a songwriter. We've got just about, I think everybody on the show has written at least a song or two. And so I don't know if we're going to hear any originals from you tonight, but it doesn't matter because whatever you play, we like. So have at it and impress us once again, Gaye.
Okay. This one is an original. I was going through a box of clothes and I found my wedding dress, and so I wrote this song about it. What will I do with my wedding dress? What will I do with my wedding dress? What will I do with my wedding dress now that you're gone? What will I do with my empty arms? What will I do with my empty arms? What will I do with my empty arms now that you're gone? Now that you're gone, now that you're gone, what will I do with my lonely bed? What will I do with my lonely bed? What will I do with my lonely bed now that you're gone? What will I do with that broken heart? What will I do with my broken heart? What will I do with my broken heart now that you're gone? Now that you're gone, oh, now that you're gone, I'll put away the dress in a box, I guess, and pack away my heart for another start. One day at a time, we'll do fine. Oh, I'll put away the dress in a box, I guess, and pack away my heart for another start. One day at a time, we'll do fine. What will I do with my wedding dress? What will I do with my wedding dress? What will I do with my wedding dress now that you're gone? Now that you're gone, now that you're gone. Thank you, thank you. This is a new song for me. I didn't write it, and I think I'm even more excited because it's such a good song and I didn't write it, and it's good to find new songs. I was going through the YouTube rabbit hole one day. I think Bruce is the only one who's heard this so far, and it's written by a man from England called Dave Sudbury. And I'm just going to give myself the starting note. It's a cappella. Okay. Oops, be careful, guitar. In the West End of Derby lives a working man. He says, I can't fly, but my pigeons can. And when I set them free, it's just like part of me gets lifted up on shining wings. Charlie Hudson's pigeon loft was down the yard. In a rented house on Brook Street where life was hard. But Charlie had a dream, and in 1913, Charlie bred a pigeon that made his dreams come true. There was gonna be a champions race from Italy. We got out all the maps, all that land and sea. Charlie, you'll lose that bird. But Charlie never heard. He put it in a basket and sent it off to Rome. On the day of the big race, the storm blew in. 1,000 pigeons were never seen again. Charlie, we told you so. Surely by now you'd know. When you're living in the West End, ain't many dreams come true. Yeah, I know, but I had to try. A man can crawl, or he can learn to fly. And if you live round here, the ground seems awfully near. Sometimes I need a lift to victory. I was off with me mates for a pint or two, when I saw a wing flash up in the blue. Charlie, it's the King of Rome, come back to his West End home. Come outside quick, he's perched up on your roof. Come on down, your majesty. I knew you'd make it home to me. Come on down, you lovely one. You've made my dreams come true. In the West End of Derby lives a working man. He says, I can't fly, but my pigeons can. And when I set them free, it's just like part of me gets lifted up on shining wings.
Well, you sure know how to play with our emotions, don't you, Gaye? You got that first one, which is a sad tune to rival Rob Gould, and and then that last one makes all the world right again. So that's lovely. So,
It's a true story, I think.
yeah, that's very cool. And very interestingly, I was just watching a show last night, and in it, the whole plot revolved around pigeon racing, and it was fun. It was Miss Fisher's Modern Mysteries. I don't know if you guys know.
Ooh, I like Miss Fisher.
Well, this is Miss Fisher's niece,
Oh, okay.
and then but it's we know you'll have to watch it. It's not quite as good as Miss Fisher, but it's kind of fun anyway. So.
Well, thank you for the recommendation.
Yeah, so I think there's 2 seasons. I'm near the end of the 2nd season. So that's this brings us now to our show closer, Mr. Matt Holsen, who is also a world-renowned songwriter. He's world-renowned in my regard, and
I think according to one of the things, I actually have like 2 fans in Argentina,
oh well, there you go.
2 listeners
See?
in Argentina.
That's
And
excellent.
I think some in Czechoslovakia too, so that's world renowned.
Yeah, so
Total of maybe 8 or 10 people,
any of these folks, you guys probably all have Spotify channels and stuff. So all you have to do is look for your name. I know Matt does because I'm on it from time to time, even though I have the CDs. The Spotify is easier to
It's
just,
convenient, yeah.
yeah, it is very convenient. But
If only they would pay artists, though.
that's the thing. We got to work for free.
Jeez.
This is, yeah, it's
like-
crazy.
Listen, before you start, Matt, I just want to tell people that Kate and I listened while we were just having a nice Sunday morning. We listened to The Horizon on Sunday morning, and it's just a perfect Sunday morning listen. So totally recommend it to everyone to, give that a try and tell me that
Oh,
it's
thanks.
fun.
That's on Spotify, right?
What's me? No, I have your CD.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
So
That's right. I remember giving it to you.
And one other thing I have to tell you about Matt, which is that in addition to his regular songs that he writes, he also does arranging and does stuff for audio libraries, which is really cool. If you want something in the style of David Rose from the '60s, he's your guy, or whatever style you want.
Well,
Because
no, just retro.
just retro, okay.
Retro organic. It's got to be something that sounds like real players, and it's got to be old.
Well, well, and
yeah.
and that stuff is really, really a lot of fun to listen to. So, and by the way, I am going to have another piece of work for you for another tune, Matt. So,
Oh, great. Thanks.
Marco will be sending that to you, or I will be sending it to you, one or the other, for some more low whistle.
Do you have any final mixes, by the way?
They're on their way. They're not. There's some of them that are getting close to final. He's done edits on a lot of stuff. I still have to bring in a couple more players on a few things, and I have to do some of my own stuff on a few things that I've been just too lazy to do, or too uninspired for one reason or another. But hoping that in another couple months, most of those tunes will be ready to for their world premiere. So,
Oh, cool.
and we have you to thank for a lot of that stuff. I'm so pleased with the work that you did on it. So,
Well, thanks.
anybody needs arranging, that's your guy. All right. So,
see.
what do you got for us tonight, my friend?
Let's see. It was between two different songs, and I can't figure out which one I want to do, and now I can't remember what they were either, so I guess I'll just pick one out. Did I do Night Game last time?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'll do that one. That's what I try to do a lot because I'm sort of still learning it. It's a Paul Simon tune, 1975. There were two men down, and the score was tied in the bottom of the eighth when the pitcher died. And they laid his spikes on the pitcher's mound, and his uniform was torn, and his number was left on the ground. Then the night turned cold, colder than the moon. The stars were white as bones. The stadium was old, older than the screens, older than the teens. There were three men down, and the season lost, and the tarpaulin was rolled upon the winter frost. There were 3 men down, and the season lost, and the tarpaulin was rolled upon the winter frost. I got it mostly right.
What's the name of that? Night?
It's called Night Game. It's the
Night Game.
last song on the Still Crazy After All These Years album.
Oh, I know I've heard it then, but I don't
Yeah.
remember it. That's a
Oh
very
man,
cool
Gould,
tune.
it's got this solo, this harmonica solo by Toots Thielman.
Oh yeah,
It's just stunning.
yeah. I bet Toots is a monster. So, now is that? Do you know if that tune has any basis in real life? Is there any? You know.
I think he just saw a stadium at night in the moonlight. That
Yeah.
would be my guess, you know.
Yeah, that's a cool tune.
Yeah.
I'm a baseball fan anyway, so it's
Yeah.
kind of fun.
It's,
Very cool. Thanks, Matt. What else is up for you?
let's see. Let's. I don't need no vitamins or tonics or hormones off some monkey in the trees. I don't need no high or low colonics or jelly from royal honeybees. I need to get me some Z's. I don't need no Turkish bath or sauna. I don't want no pills from no MD. I could stay awake, but I don't wanna, 'cause I be walking around on my knees. I gotta get me some Z's. I'm talking about Z's. To zipper up those raveled sleeves of care. Z. To mend the mind in disrepair. Well, I can dig exactly where my head's at. I can diagnose my own disease. Just lock me up and leave me where my bed's at, with a sign that says, "Go away, please. This man's getting some Z." Well, I don't need no heavy conversation. Oh, I got wrong one. I scrambled the words. Oh well. Well, I peek in the mirror, my face is frozen, like a man who's dying by degrees. Look at my eyes, they're almost frozen. I'm beginning to look Japanese. I gotta get me some Z's. They're talking about Z. Zipper up them raveled sleeves of care. Z. And the mind in disrepair. I don't need no whiskey or no highballs, or I want no headaches or DT. Just dig these satchels underneath my eyeballs. Now if I'm gonna get rid of these, I gotta get me some Z's. I gotta get me some Z's. I gotta get me some Z's. Good night. Yeah,
Oh, that's great.
that's by the late great Dave Frischberg.
I was going to ask if it was a Dave Frischberg tune. I don't think I've
Yeah.
heard it before, but that has Frischberg-esque.
Frischberg all over it, yeah.
Right. Oh,
Nice
that's
thing
great.
about Frischberg is you can sing them when you got no voice. You know?
I'll have to learn me a couple of those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I need that one.
that's good. Good stuff. Thank you, Matt. Always good to hear
you.
your stuff. Now, before I let everybody go, I do have two announcements actually. They're about the same thing. First of all, our next performance, our next show here will be December 18th, 2 weeks from today. And so you can play whatever you want to. You can play 4th of July tunes or Christmas tunes or anything you want, but I expect that many people will be doing songs of the season. But I don't care one way or the other. You can do whatever you want. Like I said, we support irresponsibility and regularity and everything else on this show. However, in January, the first Monday in January, since we usually have shows on the first and third Mondays, the first Monday is January the 1st. And I am not going to do a show on January the 1st. So being a holiday, and I will probably be doing something else instead. It may not be any more fun, but it will at least be different. So, but hopefully we will see you, whoever can make it on the 18th, we will look forward to seeing you then. And until then, we wish you a happy Hanukkah, should you be celebrating that this coming weekend and next week, and happy everything else to everybody else. Good night.
Pleasure, everybody. Take care.
Take care.
Lovely to
Stay
be
safe
with
out
you.
there.
Thanks.
See y'all next time.
Thanks all.
You too, Gaye.
And dry out there.
Fun.
See you next time.
Good night.
Stay safe.
Right.